Hi, I'm Lindsay Porter, team owner and realtor of Porter Realty Group.
Hi, I'm Jon Hartley with Pure Air Environmental.
So Jon, one of the biggest concerns that a lot of my clients have is all about radon. And I think it's because people don't necessarily know the impact or the significance of it, if it really is harmful, if it is not. Could you just elaborate a little bit about radon, what it is and how harmful it actually is?
Sure. Unfortunately, Indiana doesn't do a very good job of educating its constituents about the dangers of radon gas, but radon is a naturally occurring element in our atmosphere, and it comes from the soil, from decaying uranium deposits. As it breaks down, it becomes a natural radioactive gas that's rising up, trying to get as high as possible into the atmosphere. And in the process of doing that, it comes into our homes through cracks and crevices in our foundation. And because we build our homes so airtight these days and focused on energy efficiency, that radon gas cannot escape once it gets inside the home. So that's where a radon mitigation system would come into play to ventilate those dangerous gases out into the environment. Radon gas is a threat because it forms exposure to long-term lung cancer. It's the #2 killer behind, obviously, cigarette smoking, but the estimates are 21,000 people per year will die because of long-term exposure to radon gas.
Wow, that's huge.
It is huge. It's ahead of drunk driving fatalities, falls, and other catastrophes that we all know about, but nobody hears about the radon deaths.
So are there any symptoms or anything that would spark the curiosity to get someone to have the radon level checked?
Unfortunately, no. Radon gas is odorless. It doesn't appeal to any of our senses. You can't taste it, touch it, smell it, or feel it. So it's really the silent killer.
Wow.
And that's why the only way to know if you have safe levels in your home is to do a test. And the EPA recommends to do that test every 2 years.
Okay, that is really good to know. So does radon only occur when you break the ground? Meaning, is it only in homes with basements, or should people that are actually on a slab have theirs checked as well?
No, that's an excellent question, and we get that all the time. The misnomer out there is that you can only have radon if you're in a basement and below grade. But the fact of the matter is, if you're touching the soil with any type of foundation, whether it's a basement, a crawl, or a slab, you have a potential radon issue coming into your home. The only way to avoid that is to build a treehouse and be above ground.
Right.
But if you are touching the soil, you have a potential radon pathway for that to occur. And one thing that we've noticed around doing thousands of homes around Indianapolis, if you are near one of the reservoirs or near a body of water or near some place where they've blasted to excavate and open to build a natural body of water, then you're more likely going to have elevated radon levels, because when they were doing that blasting in that building, you're constantly shaking the Earth's crust and core and opening up more highways for radon gas to travel.
Wow, that's really great information. So if somebody was curious and wanted to go and get their home tested, what would that look like?
It would look like making a call to Karen in our office and telling her your address, and she would coordinate a time for us to drop off a continuous radon monitor.
Okay.
We would deploy that in the lowest living level of your home. If you have a root cellar, that wouldn't count. It has to be actually a living space that someone could live in. But unfinished basements do qualify, because those can be finished later on. We deploy that for 48 hours to be a valid test. We come back and pick up the continuous radon box, and it will give us a reading telling us what your levels were at and whether it was safe or not safe, and whether to make a recommendation that you get a mitigation system.
Okay. Is there a safe level of radon that people can live with?
There's an industry accepted threshold of 4.0 picocurie liters.
Okay.
That is the recommended Mendoza line, if you will, as to whether to mitigate or not mitigate. But in reality, that is the equivalent of smoking 8 cigarettes a day. So if you're health conscious at all and you have a concern about your indoor air quality and your overall health, you would want that radon level to be as low as it possibly can. For instance, outside naturally in the environment, Mother Nature is 0.4. So we're breathing that at that level outside, and that's what you see building up. So if you're at a 2, you're at 4 cigarettes a day, the equivalent, and at 1, you're at 2, and it keeps. So we've had luck in new technology, new construction, getting it down to 0.5. So almost, negligible difference between indoor and outdoor air quality, and that's what we strive for. We want it to be as low as it possibly can be.
So if somebody has a high level of radon, then you're obviously going to go and recommend doing a mitigation system.
Correct.
Okay. How long does it typically take to do the installation of a mitigation system?
Most homes are 3 to 4 hours. Some are faster, some are a little longer. It depends on the details, I guess, in the system itself. The difficult homes are the older homes that don't have that newer technology. So your Meridian Kessler, your broad ripple areas that have 1930, 1940 builds that don't have the sump, don't have the drain tile, and it's just poured cement on top of hard packed clay. And we have a pretty good idea when we go into a home what we're going to be up against, but you never know until you actually core into the concrete slab and see if there's aggregate below there or not. But your average home is a 3-hour proposition from beginning to end.
Okay. Is it guaranteed for a period of time?
We guarantee our systems for 5 years for the levels to be below the recommended 4.0 for that 5-year period of time. That's transferable if you buy or sell the home within that time frame. It stays with the home. And also the manufacturer guarantees these radon fans for that same 5-year period.
So John, can you tell us just approximately what someone should expect if they did need to have a radon system installed? Kind of what the price range might be? Sure.
Ballpark range is $800 to $1,200 depending on the footprint of your home, the style, the age, the foundation type, but $800 is probably the median point.
Thank you so very much, John, for going over all of that information about radon. It has been very educational. John, if someone needs to get a hold of you to have your expertise to help them out with their potential issue, what's the best way they could reach you?
Right, they could reach us at 317-760-7873 or 760-PURE, or they could go to our website, www.pureairenvironmental.com, or email us at info@pureairenvironmental.com.
Fantastic. Thanks so very much.
My pleasure.
That's so funny.
Okay, that was good. That was difficult. Well, we got that through. Who are you? Oh, you're right on time. You want to take my place? I don't know how to put my hands. I mean, what am I supposed to do? I feel like a third base coach.
Oh, you should have heard the rain a second ago. I ran out there thinking my butt is going to be so wet.
That's not good either.
Forgot what I was going to say.
Let me read your mind.